Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
My question is there a particular lifestyle path to realize my full soul potential?
I think we have already answered that to a great degree.
Yes, I'd like to get a little more specific about a particular challenge I'm having, and that sometimes I feel wonderful eating all organic and mostly raw and vegan and meditating and not having any low vibration substances, and then sometimes I want cannabis and alcohol and lower vibration foods, and I feel like
one moment.
Yes.
One moment.
Yes.
Cannabis is not a lower vibration food. Don't misunderstand us. Let us just take a brief moment to explain something about that idea before you continue.
Thank you.
Anything that grows from the earth in a natural way can be used as a teacher and a guide. The idea of cannabis has a specific frequency that is actually the frequency just below the template level reality, and thus then is actually representative of the frequency and the vibration that allows you to break physical reality open to the template level, or conversely, start to crystallize the more non-physical template level down into physical materiality. So it's that gateway that allows for the flexibility, the plasticity, the malleability of physical reality to help you redefine it, redesign it in a sense. However, the idea is also that when you utilize such teachers in that way, what they instill within you is a certain vibration, a certain frequency that we have just described. The point of utilizing those teachers is to utilize them simply to the point where you thus then are familiar enough with that frequency that you can generate it on your own without them. Do you understand? Because what they are teaching you is that you contain the frequency, you are a reflection of that frequency, and when you know that, you don't need, in a sense, the catalyst. You can simply generate that frequency anytime you wish without necessarily having to rely on the substance physically itself, and that's actually a higher form of that frequency, a higher form of that energy. Make sense?
Yes.
All right, now, back to what you were saying, we understand. If you really are choosing to do certain things out of what is actually your excitement, your highest excitement, instead of choosing to do certain things from your anxiety, that's what really, in a sense, makes the difference vibrationally, more than the substance itself. Because again, it's all about how you choose to do things, why you choose to do things, from what frequency you choose to do these things, what kind of relationship you form with these ideas, more than the substance itself. Now, we understand that your society has imbued certain meaning to certain substances already, and that might be collectively true in general, although it can have exceptions, depending upon the individual relationship you may form with some of these ideas or substances or permission slips or reflections. Because that's all it is. Nevertheless, it's up to you to have the discernment to know the difference between when you're truly choosing something from excitement or when you're choosing from anxiety and just calling it excitement because you're afraid to find out why you're anxious. Make sense? When you are actually choosing from anxiety and you are afraid to find out what the reason is, then you will gloss it over, you'll go into denial, and you will feel an emptiness. Because you are not investigating a part of yourself, you're not including a part of yourself holistically. And when you create that emptiness, you will do everything you can from the outer view to fill that hole. You understand?
Yes.
Or to dull your senses in order to not face the idea of that anxiety. And the reason that most of you do this is because of a particular belief that you have, many of you. And it is this. Many of you are afraid to investigate what those negative beliefs are based on, what that anxiety is coming from, because you have a belief that if you do, and you find out what it is actually based on, what that definition is, such as, let's say, lack of self-worth, lack of self-esteem, non-deservability, those ideas that many of you are fed as children on your planet. If you investigate them, you have a belief, you have a fear that if you find out that that's what the belief is, you have a fear that it might actually be true. I will guarantee you this. It is never true. Never true that you are unworthy. Never true that you are undeserving. Ever. Because if it were true that you were truly unworthy, if it was true that you were truly undeserving, you wouldn't exist, because creation doesn't make mistakes. You understand? So the very fact that you exist is proof that you deserve to exist, because obviously all that is believes you must be necessary in order for it to be all that is, and that without you, all that is wouldn't be all that is. Thus, you are important to it. You are valuable to it. You are necessary to it. You are deserving of your existence, because you are a reflection that all that is can't get along without, or you wouldn't exist. There are no superfluous creations. So, if you are grounded in the understanding that your very existence is proof of your deservability, and you start to really know that to be true, then it doesn't matter what you discover as a belief in lack of deservability. You will know it's just a belief. It's just a definition. It will never be empirically, fundamentally true, because it can't be.